It is pointless to resist.
What's up, my acolytes? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest.
We can't be.
Hey, podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 263, being recorded on June 12, 2024. I'm your host, Darth Butcher. I've got Scott Solo here.
What's up, nerds?
I've got Grand Admiral Franz.
Hi.
We'll see if Ernie joins us. And Joey's at work, so everybody wave to Joey at work. But before we get into everything, because we've got a lot to talk about, it might get dangerous in here. It might get happy. Who knows? We shall see in about 3 minutes. So, Scott, our Shadow Council is desperate need of a shout out. Plus, everybody who's being so anxious in the pit too. So, have at it.
All right. Okay, hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks again to our Shadow Council. I'm going to zip through this really quick because, by golly, we got some shit to talk about. That is AJ from the Forbidden Panel, Brandon and Anya Epler, Brian C., Cliff.
Faster. Come on, man. Get through this.
Commander Cook, Crystal Lee, Dennis McGrath, Donna Dador, Eric Grubb, Flavy Davy.
What's up, Eric?
We actually hung out with Eric at the Robo Toy Fest. That was really cool. And Flavy Davy. We hung out with Flavy Davy at the Robo Toy Fest.
Yeah. Let's go.
That was really cool. All right. Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cure podcast that I was on this week, too.
What the hell are with the pauses?
You know, it's just sorry. I can slow it down a little bit more. Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Luke, aka Lob Collects, Mervine Bolanos, Matt Logic, Nicholas Schaefer, Papa Schmitty, Ryan, and the Star Joe's podcast. If you want to support us, scan that QR code right there or log on to patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest podcast and donate $1 or $2. All goes back into the production of the show. And by God, without you, we literally would not look this good because our
Yeah.
Pit,
Let's do this. Let's go Pit over here. Let's talk. We got things to do, Scott.
Man. Special shout out to Genobi. What's up, Genobi?
Hey, we're all friends here. Give it to us straight tonight. Truth be told.
We've got Douglas Tupper. He's already retracting comments. God only knows what that's all about. Then we've got Tim Van Glider. What's up, Tim? We've got, it's Mando Mike.
And Rhino Hobbies.
Rhino Hobbies is first here.
Rhino Hobbies was right below, man. Jeez. Yeah. What's up, Rhino Hobbies? Gordon Skalski's in there. I can slow this way the fuck down. Commander Bly's in there as well. Let's see. Who else have we got? We got a lot of people in here today. Chris Franz is joining us all the way from right below us. That's
only because Mike was in line for the D and I couldn't let it go. I had to jump in and comment.
We've also got Obi-Sean Kenobi, Santo 14, and no one watches Artie. There we go.
Aw, sorry, Artie.
What's up? Sorry.
Hey, it's popping. There's a lot of folks in here chatting already.
Yeah. I wonder why. Well, if you wonder why the folks are chatting, it's because the internet's chatting up.
Yeah, because we got gay witches.
All right, guys. All right. Take it.
Get at it.
Take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath.
I didn't say it like it was a bad thing.
No, like I said,
it's what it is. We got to
be warned. You might think this is all going to be a bash fest on the Acolyte. We might surprise you on this a little bit. So we're going to get into it. Of course, the Acolyte episode 3 dropped. This was supposed to be the most controversial. Again, the sentiment, right? Most controversial. Everybody's going to hate it. Star Wars is going to implode. Well, I watched it. Right? Yeah. I mean, I didn't see what I was prepared to see as far as like what the internet was prepared to see. I'll go first. I'll take the hit of it. I actually really liked it. I love dialogue-driven episodes because I get more meat and substance out of it as far as like Star Wars lore and things that you could pinpoint and whatever. Now, was it perfect? Hell no. But at the same time, what I was getting got me thinking. It got me thinking so much about the Skywalker saga and the Star Wars saga as a whole. I mean, I was sitting there like almost afraid of checking our chat, almost afraid of like, kind of like, hey guys, I this is cool. I'm digging the show. Am I alone here? I don't know.
Okay. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was on par with episode 1 and 2. Nothing really jumped out as being, oh my God, earth shattering. But a lot of questions arose. I still think it was almost like The Last Jedi. And I know that's not a great comparison right there, right? Everybody's going to freak the fuck out over that too. But as far as, perspective of the story, we saw everything from a very one-sided perspective. Now we're going to see in future episodes what
I hope
too, because things are afoot. And I think the Jedi really screwed up this time. And a lot of things with the Jedi that, man, it really got me thinking. Just are they just child snatchers? But we'll get into that whenever.
Soul said they're not. So, Richard, check it in. What's the guy's cooking?
What's up?
Isn't that what a child snatcher would say? No, we're not.
Of course.
Yeah. No, we're not.
You have a choice. You totally have a choice.
Yeah, let me see the kid.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Bad vibes here, man. Bad
Look at
vibes.
this. So real fast before we get to Chris. Jedi assassination, force wielding witches, a different point of view of the Force. I think it is a very interesting concept.
Yes.
Could not said it better.
And that's where we're still at right? It's like
Yeah.
they opened up things. People are mad about stuff that Diablo cooling.
Diablo
People
cooling,
are,
welcome. I love the 2 dark.
Yeah.
Mando, Mike. Look, Mando's saying this before I get to you, Chris. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
You know I'm inebriated.
Hey,
I can't hold a thought for more than 12 seconds, right? Just letting you know.
But I was just gonna say that is not a bad word here, except for Scott. Episode 2, we like episode 2.
I love episode.
Go ahead, Chris. What was your thoughts on this?
Let's go back and let's go into episode 2 first. First of all, episode 2 is fantastic. It has the most.
All right, Acolyte episode. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Acolyte episode 2. I think you meant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, 3. Episode 3.
Episode 3 here. I was ready to hate it. I was. I knew it was supposed to be coming. You guys know they are overly inclusive. I keep saying that it's beyond what it normally is, right?
Yeah.
So
we know now.
My point is it's there, right? So either I'm going to bitch about it every week, or I'm going to read the story, let the story flow, and I'm going to get into it and watch it. That's where I'm at right now, right? Yeah. I'm finding myself today wanting to defend the damn thing, and I'm honest about how I feel with all this stuff. I think everybody in the pit knows that too, right? I don't like the stuff. I think one of the lines in here cracked me up. How it works. I saw a comment that said the Jedi are out here forcing their agenda on people, and it made me laugh. I'm all, well, that's kind of how it works at Disney right now, right? Yeah. But I'm over that because the rest of it, this story is cool as hell. Right. Yeah. I'm all about it. I love the Night Sisters anyway. These are a sect of them, a break off, or just like them, whatever. Do I think it's
like a mid range?
Right.
Like a mid range between Yeah.
Do I think it's lazy sometimes to call them just witches? That's dumb as hell. I have witches in Harry Potter. That's stupid. Right? Call them something else. Night witches, something, but not just witches. You're not going to become a witch by going.
I mean, they even use coven. They use witches. It
was again. She's done a couple of earthly things in this show that I don't like. Right, but the story itself was cool. The fact that they're all lesbians. Does that matter at all?
But we don't know that.
Hey, I'm pretty sure they are.
I mean,
who else are they going to bang, dude? They're alone.
I mean, it's implied. Well,
I have that as a note. Who else are they going to fuck?
Yeah.
And it's like being in prison. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like,
again,
this is what it is, man.
But
you see it, and what I'm trying to say with that is I see how it works. I don't need explanation. I don't get mad about it. I see it. It makes complete sense right here. Right? I don't know, man. I dig the whole damn thing. And to Scott's point, I like seeing the Jedi like this. I saw a whole bunch of people, the Jedi, blah, blah. Dude, I've been saying the Jedi are a messed up bunch for a long ass time. And I think that's the reason.
Point of view of it, too, right? Yeah, we were promised a view of this from the bad guy's point of view, right? So May, this is all about May's point of view. And again, I just to kind of give the overall thing, we went to a flashback 16 years ago, and basically we got Osha's point of view of what happened and how the Jedi came and took her and what May did. I hope to next week's episode is May point of view, and I hope it's apeshit. I really hope it's something that, because again, all those spoiler alert, they all died, but it didn't look like they died from fire.
This is a spoiler cast. I don't think we need to say that anymore.
Well, I'm just in case.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we get any kind of further, what I'm going to do is break it down into sections here, because we're going to talk about the witches first, okay? But let's go ahead and I
do get that point in here, how the Jedi are considered wizards, but there's not their tytle, right? People say, that strange old hermit or that wizard.
Until we get to a planet of Force users that call themselves wizards,
which is lame as hell, right? They do, and I'm like, that's dumb.
Chris, there's Star Wars and there's everything else. It doesn't matter what they call them. I know it's familiar to us, but witches is now a Star Wars.
Like I said, the problem with last week in paycheck, I just think paycheck is a stupid word to use in Star Wars.
Paycheck. Yeah,
use something else, right? It takes me out for a second.
Obi-Wan Chingon is a check-in. Hello, gents listening in.
Damn, it is popping.
What's up, man?
Yeah. We've got Cole. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll get to you. Show sucks, bad writing. I give it a fair shot. 3 episodes is fair enough. Hey, man, like I said, we'll get into. We're going to talk about it as it's presented to us. Okay, so there will be some, like I said, what Chris was saying, there are some minor complaints and stuff like that. But when we start talking about it, and we really start theory crafting what's going on the show, and we're only 3 episodes in, we've got 5 more.
That's the point. The writing's not done.
Yeah, it's not done. So they might present stuff that might be like a little, I can't grasp this. But when all said and done, I'm hoping the
full story. We don't know the full story. I kept defending the sequel, saying we don't know the full story yet. It's not until the last movie came out where I was like, okay, yeah, everybody was right. It sucks.
F the sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
And it's
Force
the same
Awakens
thing
was
here.
fine.
I'm going to continue watching because I'm intrigued. I'm not saying that's the greatest thing ever. I'm intrigued. It's an intriguing story.
And there's reasons why. And like I said,
and it's not done yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Rick Jones checking in. First fires in space, and then his Stone Castle burns.
Okay.
We'll get to that. No,
There's
we'll
the
get
problem.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. I know.
We didn't waste so much time in the intros.
Fire in space. Like it's never happened before.
Fire in space is fine. It's the castle. Stupid.
XZST confirmed. You always said the Jedi aren't everything they seem. That's right.
Yeah.
We'll see why.
That's coming.
Yeah. Michael Mahoney. But will they have Force Ghost? The power of many.
Dude, I'm something with that.
I've got great. So
two, the power of many.
No. Let's
lame. So there are plenty of things I don't like.
All right. Well, let's take the witches as it was presented to us first. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a coven of witches that manipulate. Okay, in our terms, we know the manipulation of midichlorians creates life. They don't know that. They just use the Force to create life, to create a set of twins. Okay. So now these twins are born of a virgins in the Force. All right.
Oh, no.
Now,
what of a virgins in the Force? They were created by. That's the thing online right now, dude. It's not the same as Anakin. This wasn't like a virgins in the Force. We don't even. It's.
But Anakin.
We're assuming, and so is everybody on the internet. What
she said?
Happened.
She said. Hold on. I'm gonna stop you real quick because she said I made her. She said I made her. We have never once in canon, heard had heard Palpatine or anybody say I created Anakin.
Because
ever.
Right. So the direction, again, not canon, but the direction it was going, that Sidious and Plagueis created Anakin. Okay, but it was cut out of the thing. So yes, you're right. If the Force shot back and added, added and created Anakin through actual virgins versus now seeing this creation as it can be done. Genobi. $5 super chat. Sorry, like that. You guys are breaking my heart. It's not what I expected. You're my heroes. Calling my therapist. Made the threat with you.
Hear us out, okay? Yeah. Just hear us out before you make a judgment.
We've got all night. But okay, you're right. It's not canon that Anakin was created. Like we didn't see the creation. The Jedi called it, or Qui-Gon called it, a virgins in the Force. Okay. If you and then these twins are supposed to be the dyad, right? Like they're connected, and it's all connected. Then you jump to Rise of Skywalker, where the Emperor even says, for generations, we haven't seen this in generations. Okay. If he's the all-knowing, if every Sith is part of the itself, he's gonna know it's possible, and that's what he was trying to manipulate.
Jesus,
now
they work backwards. That's how she worked this story. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, Palpatine and Plagueis were trying to reverse engineer what this what we just witnessed. It could have been like this thing where it's possible this happened, and this coven found that secret, right? And this is why maybe we'll get Darth Smiley in and how it works, and then progress from there, right? So it's like the beginnings. This could be actually the beginnings of the Skywalker saga is the Acolyte. And now, hear me out. It could be like, this is the key of immortality, creating life, and then essence transferring. This is going to be lost somehow, and then try to be recreated through Plagueis and Sidious, right? And then maybe at the counteract was creating Anakin as the true chosen one, as the prophecy says, to bring balance to the Force. Because this was unnatural, right? She even said it, unnatural. Our powers are dark and unnatural. Therefore, the Force fought back, created Anakin. Yes, Anakin destroyed everything, but he did bring balance to the Force. He had to go through hell. The entire galaxy had to be destroyed to come back.
Yeah. Hence,
preserving that chosen one theory, right? And going forward.
Like you said, that knowledge was lost with her. She died right there. And probably that book that made her.
Right.
Yeah.
What's up, Ernie?
Hi, how you doing?
Did you get a chance to watch Acolyte?
Yes, I did.
Well, let's get your
sorry.
review real quick.
Sorry.
And you're gonna come in blind, dude. Come in blind without knowing what we did. So
I
what was
found
your
it
take?
very weird, a weird episode. I felt like this is. Are you going to see my scene, or are we just talking about it?
No,
We're just talking your overall view right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna end up.
My view was it was very weird to me. And what I mean by very weird was I feel like there's going to be other episodes on a different perspective.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
I don't understand why are the Jedi so scared? Why did that dude kill himself? Then we walk out to them all dead. There's so many I feel like somebody else was telling the story.
It's a mystery thriller, right? So we just saw one part here.
That's
right?
what I
and
feel.
And when everybody's thinking May and this thing, you're like, that May didn't cause this fire. We're just jumping that fucking right? May didn't cause that big old fire. The power generator that blew up caused that big fire in the stone.
And how did that blow
building.
up from her doing that?
It didn't. Saul was there.
Yep.
Why was Saul right there when he's like, May?
Yeah, correct.
Why
The
was he
biggest
down
thing
at the
too
generator?
was the biggest wow out of this is not what's going on the internet. The biggest wow was I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. I agree.
If I can't have you, no one can.
Dude,
kind
I
of
agree, man. I got that in big letters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
that was like, whoa.
That was
Yeah.
hardcore, dude. That
Damn.
was. I really.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, talk about that because the whole episode. By the way, the girls are really bad actors, and I hate to say that, but they were really taking me out quite a few times. Even the back and forth during the ascension was one of the most annoyingly poorly directed things I've ever seen.
During the
Stop,
training
pay
of it,
attention, Stop.
Yeah.
I wanted to slap a kid. Like, right? That was nonsense. I forgot where I was going. I told you I'm a little loud.
Unfortunately, maybe they were new or something, but you could definitely see it.
Oh, but their personalities, right? It's really cool to see how different these two are, and they created this little thing. One wants to be just connected to her, right? May wants to be connected to Osha. Osha wants nothing to do with being May. She wants to be her own person. Would love to get off the planet. Would love to do. I love that. So at the end, I love you, but I got to go. Well, if I can't have you, nobody can. And that was like,
it seemed like Osha felt the unease of what the coven was and what her sister was becoming. Because again, at the opening was she had that butterfly, and Osha had her in a stasis thing, and it's like stop. And it's almost
she's just kind of dreamy. I don't know if she sees the problem.
No,
maybe
I think maybe it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I think she just wants to get the hell out. Everything. She's stuck on a planet with a bunch of chicks.
What was interesting is that they all know of Jedi. She knows that she was drawing the symbol of the Republic. You know what I mean? So
I missed that.
So the symbol
that's what they lit on fire.
That's what was on her book.
It was the Republic symbol. So Osha knows of the Jedi, and obviously they all know. So
it actually kind of looked like the tree on Acto.
Yeah,
but there would be no rebel then. It was more of a Jedi symbol, right?
Well, it was the Republic symbol. Like it had the.
There's a Republic then already. With that,
that's the High Republic symbol, right?
The High Republic. Okay, I got you.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
The one thing was like, she never questioned what a Jedi was. She was like, "Here's Jedi. I didn't want to take you. Okay, I want to be a Jedi." So that was like one of those things. Like, wait a minute. So do they already know? Are they teaching? And the other thing was the mother was like, "I'm protecting everybody. I'm gonna have your Padawan almost in like, hey, if you don't let go of my daughter, if you don't get out here, he's not ever, we're gonna steal his mind." But then it's like, okay, go get trained, go take your sister. I'm gonna let you go. It was kind of weird, like her acceptance of
weird.
Not fighting it, but then not fighting it. Well, I have to convene with my council, but it's like, and the other mother is like, get the hell out of here, right? Like, we're gonna fight you. And then saying like, what's the blood of? No one's gonna miss 4 Jedi. We're gonna kill them,
Yeah, and you almost have to do that and run because these girls were made to kind of carry on the line and keep doing what they were doing. So if they take the girls, then
you saw though, you did catch that, right? As far as I had to watch it and do an episode right after with Boba Squadron, and then I'm work and everything like that. So I haven't been able to rewatch it. So I'll tell you, it is very hard to do an episode immediately after you watch it. Because you're going in fresh, you're trying to do
so
and everything like that.
Yeah.
So were you guys able to catch that May has the power and Osha doesn't?
Yeah,
it seemed
that's
like
how she got the symbol. She didn't get ascended. She
was pushed because they got interrupted by the Jedi.
But the power part was beforehand because she had it.
She had a little bit. So I think if she would have,
she had the power of 2 already. Because remember the mother, while they were fucking around doing the stupid slap ass, that pisses me off, right? The mother was zapping around witches. 2 of them, would be able to stop it. she threw a shot at those girls and May stopped it by herself while Osha was.
Osha
Yes.
gardens. It's almost like she's, it's almost like the Grogu syndrome, right? She doesn't want to unleash what she has because like I said, I think
the two of them
Osha
together are strong. Just the presence, because
they're
there was
a dyad.
also a point, wasn't there? Yeah, right. Because in Bane, when he found her, right? When he found Xana, she was with her brother. And they thought her brother was the one for her whole life that had the Force, right?
Yeah.
It was just that she was kind of giving it to her. Or he was giving, or she was giving it to him. That's what it was. So maybe it's something along that line, like her power just kind of goes into.
Oh, sure.
And I'm wondering if that's her story of quitting as well, also.
Because she didn't have it
training her. Yeah. Correct. They tried training her. They did this and that, and Soul's like, I swear to God, she should be good, and they kept giving her all these chances.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if this is the true dyad, then they can manipulate objects to each. You know, what I mean, that whole thing what Rey and Kylo were doing, and
we kind of saw that in flashbacks, right?
Yeah. Like I said,
there running, chasing after her, and everything like that.
Yeah, but this, like I said, to me, this is. I'll throw this right out there. As much as I did enjoy this, I will go if we don't get the other side, because I believe there's another side to it. I'm going to be very like
you're thinking what I'm thinking. Okay.
Like what the hell?
We all are,
because I think there should have been a lot more. It's not more evil going on for May to be like. I know that the Jedi came in basically. In a way caused this disruption and May seeking revenge, but the fact that Tobias, whatever her name was, the guy with Torben went into this thing when like meditation and like such a repentful mindset. There's something went down that Osha did not witness.
I have a Jedi, unless he went mad.
I think
he did have the scar at the end.
In reaction to having his mind taken over, I think that rocked his world. Honestly, I really do think that completely messed with his mind and rocked his world to the point where he's like, I can't do this. And
if you notice on the ship, he did have the scar too. So he had the scar and he lost his eye. So something went down more than just a fire. Like shit went down that we haven't seen. And I believe, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Scott, but like that's, I believe more things.
They'll show it because we've seen him. We've seen Torben with curly hair and we haven't seen him yet, right? We've seen all that. We've seen these people with lightsabers, and we haven't seen any of that yet. And we're not going to see Torben with a lightsaber. So we're going to see a flashback again. We're going to see the other side. And,
there's another shot I saw of Indara with her kind of talking to Torben in a scene. I think that that's going to come in a future flashback. But
and all their lightsabers drawn.
I honestly think that there's something happened whenever his eyes turned black. That was a power that they had not seen before.
Yeah,
they had never seen somebody have their mind taken over by somebody, which proves that these witches are dangerous. These witches need to be dealt with in the mind of the Jedi. That means that these witches are dangerous and need to be dealt with. Yeah. And honestly, we just haven't seen that yet. And people getting pissed off about the fact that it's just all dialogue heavy, and do you not understand how mystery and suspense is built? I mean, honestly, it's go ahead.
I feel this episode actually made the Jedi, I said from my first watching, made them feel very corrupt, like some corrupt cops.
Yeah.
As far as they did something we're here to take the kids. And she says, we're in the outer rim. You don't have jurisdiction here. So how did they get there?
Well,
why were they?
They were there observing, right? Because they were observing, and to Scott's point, they probably knew. Like I said, there's kids. We've seen them. They don't know the circumstances of whatever.
Yeah,
they are spying on, and they're darks. Like we've been noted, like this is a dark side thing. So they have to be taken out of the situation. Again, Jedi is inserting that authority of Force users. All Force users at this point need to be trained by Jedi and no other thing. We know. Other dark side
we're
or
controlling it that way. It's not dangerous.
It's
the Force is ours.
Yeah.
It's a stranglehold on the galaxy that the Jedi had to do to keep the Sith at bay. Again, 1,000 years they're at bay, and it's working to a point where I guess maybe they that's what people get so mad. Again, fast forward to that the Clone Wars thing, how so many systems just split on a dime. Like, oh yeah, Jedi all bad. Like boom, boom. This has to be a buildup of Jedi asserting their authority on almost immoral situations where it's like, let me talk to the child and almost like manipulating the child to come with them, and the parents like, look, time out, get the hell off our planet. And
look at what we can do. We can possess your people. I mean,
she should have just possessed them all and chucked them off the ledge.
I was waiting for a fight. I was like, hey, let's go, right?
Yeah. I mean, not that I'm taking her side on this. I mean, she created kids through the dark side. We do forget that, right? Or through the Force, a natural.
It was cool to see another version of the Force, not the Force.
Yeah.
Through them, they called it. They're different.
The thread.
Now we're introduced to different. Yes, we're different.
Dude.
We're introduced to different covens of witches. Yeah. We know Mother Townsend and them, and then in the animated series we had those mountain witches, which we didn't know about, and now we have these ones.
Yeah. Theory talked today, and he was bitching about how he didn't like the thread and how dumb that was. You can't just pull the Force. That's not what it's saying, dork.
No,
it's saying you, instead of like using it for your advantages, they wait. It's like more like it gives you paths, different threads to go off of, and it's telling you here, it's your destiny. You follow the thread to your destiny. It's so easy. They even explained it almost like the Force binds us and ties us and almost the same words. It was very, very much the Kenobi talk.
And if you look back at episode 3, isn't it Palpatine himself that says the narrow-minded, dogmatic view of the Jedi?
Yeah.
It's a religion. These are religions. The Sith versus the Jedi. Yeah. They are religions, and there are
here's the thing. We've been talking about this for a long time, where you have like I said, Jedi and Sith are ideologies, and they have their ways of doing it. If you had no contact with that concept of how they use the Force, but you're Force users, because the galaxy has Force users, you're going to have your own ideology. You're going to have your own ways of manipulating, and you're not going to call it the same thing. Plus, you might be tapping into powers that are discoverable. Like I said, the Force is not just like, I read this chapter and now I know everything about the Force. I think it's a discoverable thing, whereas Force users and the way they're doing it, that's why the Jedi are out there trying to stop that in a way, because they know where it can lead to. It can lead to the Sith, and it can lead to that dark side. So in a way, they're out there trying to police it and going like, all right, we don't know everything about it, but what we do know is to use it for this, and we have to stop everybody who might be in danger of doing it for that, something we don't even know. Again, dark and unnatural. So that is a huge pinpoint where you can't just gatekeep how the Force works.
Right.
It's discoverable and it's manipulated, and that's what gets me excited for anything new, because Skywalker saga is one thing. How do you move past it? You manipulate the Force differently. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mother Townsend references the Force as a binding thread in the Clone Wars. There you go. Night Sisters. That's right.
Planet
Night
of women.
Sisters.
And a coven of witches. Yeah.
Well, half a planet.
Half a planet.
Let's see. We've got. We got the chat is on fire. I think. I'm sorry if I didn't get to everybody. We got Fig Fury checking in. We got Alexander Storm. What's up, man? Checking in. I know that people are agreeing about the flashbacks. We need more.
Like everybody's kind of getting it too, like the Force piece and wanting to see more, and the thread versus the Force. It feels like that anyway, right?
I mean, like I said, you got to look at what's happening, right? You got to look at what the picture is, and the great thing about it is how the Sith are going to use it to propel what they do, Plagueis and Palpatine do.
Michael, is the thread now? No, it doesn't change the fact that it's the Force. It's still the Force.
It's their point of view on the Force.
It's a different sect of a different religious belief.
Like I said, it's their point of view and how they view the Force and how they control that energy. Yeah.
Baptists, Protestants, Christian, Catholic.
It's not black and white.
Exactly. It's a different way of doing the same thing.
And this is what the inevitable downfall is. The Jedi are self-appointed gatekeepers, because again, they have experience in the Jedi text and the books of what a non-regulated Force user can do, or one that goes deep into the dark side and requires power versus helping people. It's power. It's not about light and dark. Like she said, it's about power and who's controls it and who tells other people how to control it. This is the hubris of the Jedi. And so the Jedi being there, at first I was like, oh, come on, guys. You guys like I was kind of getting upset. Like the Jedi are forcing their way into, let them do their thing, the ritual, and they kind of went and disrupted this whole thing and caused this big backlash where again, that May is blaming them and she's hunting him down. But again, like, if did the Jedi really do it, or did Osha really do it? Because she's the one who caused her May to go nuts by accepting the Jedi way. It wasn't really. That's why I said something else went down, and I'm so excited to experience that.
Yeah, because they leave it at the end when she says, "What did you do?" She said, "What did you do?"
Yeah.
It's like either neither girls know how they died, right? And they're both blaming each other for real, or May killed them and is like, you caused me to do it.
Yeah.
Or you caused this by bringing the Jedi here.
Exactly.
Or by not failing the test. It was a bunch of stuff right there really left in the open. We know Osha didn't do it.
Right.
So we just don't know if it was May killing them somehow or the Jedi. And the way they're laying there is really odd, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You kind of think the thing that blew up maybe they're hiding here and that's their power source, or I don't know how to explain that.
Unless there was a mass asphyxiation all of a sudden. And the
they were
fire
killed
was
with
not there that
lightsabers.
long. Absolutely.
They're just laying there, like not
They
even
were all
pieced
killed with
together. There
lightsabers.
should be,
I was waiting to see
there should be
like
pieces hanging.
saber hole. Yeah, like I said, fire didn't kill them. Nothing fell because there was no debris around.
And it wasn't smoke inhalation because
they
were
weren't
upstairs.
burned.
I'm telling you, that's what when I saw that, I actually got excited because at first I'm like, that's kind of anticlimactic if we were just seeing what happened if they just died in a fire.
And Torba wouldn't be killing himself.
Yeah,
over it. He's a mess.
That's what I'm saying too. Yeah.
I want to point out this comment right here from No One Watches Artie. It is refreshing that there is a complete lack of toxicity here and some great observation and theories.
Thank you.
Glad, I really do try to be toxic.
Chris does.
I try to be one.
You dick.
We're all about story first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then yes, we will recognize and what the sentiment is out there and stuff. We will talk about. But again, we're about story and how this propels everything else. Because again, there's Star Wars and there's everything else in life. Life is boring. Star Wars is where it's at. So
that's right. Also, don't rule out a galactic Jonestown scenario going on.
Well,
whoa! Now that I didn't even.
They all killed themselves because the Jedi were there.
No, they wanted to fight the Jedi.
Yeah, because again, go to the main story on May.
God, if that was the case, I'd be really mad.
Yeah, right.
The only way this doesn't turn into bullshit is if the Jedi go and slaughter them, and it's because they have to, because they figured out this is a sect of Darksiders that are creating life that's going to be dangerous. They can sense. They just tested May. Right? They could probably sense something in May. They know they're dishonest because they're trying to cheat the tests. All this stuff. It's time we got to take these kids and we got to get them out of here and we got to take them down. Take out their power.
Yeah.
Right? Because Saul is down there and he's the one that did that, obviously, because the lantern didn't do that.
Well, like I said.
So it has to be. It has to be them taking them out.
That's what I'm saying. The Jedi seem so corrupt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like when you hear all that, right? Like you did what?
Dude, when they come to babies all the time, it's the problem, right?
We have it. Well, he says it. It's so funny where he tries to console her, right? Is saying, no, don't worry. We're not going to take you. And then he was like, I was taken too.
Yeah.
Now give me your kids.
Now
give me a kid.
And then butchering your daughters, right?
They've been doing this for a millennia of taking kids and doing that. Now it's kind of like, which team are you on? It's like somebody made a reference earlier of The Walking Dead, and it is. If you saw it from Negan's point of view, they're the good guys.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And
like
side,
and like what
every group you run into on The Walking Dead calls them something else.
Oh yeah,
yes,
just
like the Marauders and everything else, right?
Yeah,
so of
course, that's the same thing with the Force, but it's the same thing with the Jedi and these group of witches or whoever uses the Force. Just because you don't do it the Jedi way, bro, don't take my kid.
Yeah, I felt that was a bit
and then some cultures like Ahsoka's, right, would be like, oh, she's powerful. The Jedi will come for her when they do. It's a blessing.
Right,
take her.
Please.
There's tons of that, right?
Yeah.
Tons of that, I'm sure, but there's also the opposite.
Yeah.
Let me point out Commander Bly's comment right here. Will the Jedi ever be viewed as benevolent, disciplined, humble monk warriors? Or have they been doomed to be blind, arrogant morons in modern storytelling? Kind of getting tired of it, actually. I mean, that's an interesting concept, but I mean, they are doomed to fail from their own. I mean, even if you look at Return of the Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones, they are doomed to fail for not recognizing what was right there in front of them.
So
but even the original there, that's an ancient religion, blah, blah, blah. Who believes in all that stuff? It's all old, you know, they weren't benevolent because they still weren't around anymore. You know, they're not all this great. They failed and ran away.
The
and
problem
that's
is
from the originals.
The problem is that's what they evolved into. Probably the politics of their of a Jedi got in the way, and they changed rules for the worse.
When it becomes bureaucratic and you get part of the government, that's what killed them. Probably they
Yeah.
probably were, but when you go Old Republic, you are probably that's when you're talking benevolent. More stuff like that, right? If you're not
High
involved,
Republic should be right here.
Yes.
The High Republic.
Since this is the end of it, though, right? So they're probably more regulated by the government. They said there that the Republic's going to come down hard on us if we hurt these Jedi. The Republic's going to come down hard.
And if you think you're doing something great for 1,000 years, you think it's working.
And when you have thousands of people under you, it's not going to be that. And it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a lot of paperwork, a lot of keeping things under control. And as good as you think it all is, it's going to fall apart. And
I get what you're saying, though.
I do.
And that's you don't think of Jedi as a bunch of child snatching creeps that go around spying on people and taking their children, right? But George Lucas himself kind of instigated that whenever take in the Clone Wars with taking kids and bringing small children into the fold and all that.
Anakin was too old at 8.
Yeah. And I mean, the question is, in the Republic, in the Jedi Order, were children voluntarily handed over, or were the Jedi, we've never really, other than Ahsoka, right? Other than Ahsoka, where we actually saw that process take place, and Anakin, right? Those are the only two that we saw voluntarily walk over. Was it always that way? Were the Jedi always given children, or were the children taken?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
Also, we're seeing this from the witch's point of view, right?
That's true.
At this point.
Right,
So,
true.
and they never said leave or no. Never once. Right. None of that. It was given. We'll let you test them. We'll do all this. It's like they didn't snatch them until the end when he literally snatched her. But
that was the head mother's one. She was really trying for peace.
Yeah,
her lady wanted to go kill them, and they were ready. And they had some cool weapons, by the way, too.
Yeah.
I wanted to see those.
Yeah.
Like, I see everybody's comments as far as I think they could have destroyed them. I do too. But
that was up on the table. Yeah.
Right. But her as a leader was trying to go for the peaceful route. I feel for the children, to show them. And the way that she talked to Osha was great as far as, I'm thinking you want to be a Jedi now because that's the cool thing in front of you. But it's not what you're going to want later.
She did,
but I'm going to allow you to, and we don't need the violence to be there to do this. Let them do their thing,
exactly
and
what
they'll be
happened.
gone. Correct.
Right, which is exactly what happened. She joined the Jedi and then she left, right? Because it wasn't all it was cracked. We assume because it wasn't what it was all cracked up.
Yeah,
or she.
And I think it's because she didn't have power. I think like
we saw her try to use it once and fail, right? She during the crash. You'd think because usually in times of stress is when it pops back, right? When Leia fell and Obi-Wan snapped out of it, when Luke's going to die and the Wampa KB hits it, all this stuff. So you would think that'd be the point where she could grab it back.
But Obi-Wan, one of the most powerful Jedi out there. It took him how many episodes to finally get the Force reconnected with him?
It was something of great stress that did it. It was Leia falling to her death. She's falling to her own death.
Yeah,
again, Force would help there.
Yeah, again, I think on the Jedi point of view, again, I don't think they were always that way. I think they became that way, and here's the thing, guys. Like,
and this might be a bad group of 4.
Right, very true.
2 of them
who feel it's in their power to go do this.
And they
we have some users you don't understand, right?
So it's against it, but the leaders in Dara, boom, boom, boom.
It's you know what? You know what it reminded me of too?
It's not usually 4, which is very interesting.
It's training day. It's like training day.
Where
you get introduced to everybody who's on your team, and Saul's like, I don't think I want to be on this team. And Trinity's like, well, look, this is what we do. So
Well, Torben is in Dara's Padawan. She said Padawan. So. Yeah. So is Soul Kilnaka's Padawan?
I thought Soul was a master because he was going to take her.
I think there's 3 masters in a Padawan.
Yeah. He said he was going to take her.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he was already a master by that time.
You made a point a couple weeks ago about the Wookiee looking weird in Jedi robes. Today it did absolutely 100% look weird.
I'm going to
tell you, I'm going to tell you why. Because they take out the fucking fursuit from under him. That's just Jonas in a Jedi robe with some furry arms sometimes and a big old head. It's like you didn't add the weight. Yeah, it's like they didn't put the suit on and then robes.
Didn't bug me.
Yeah.
I didn't bug me. I didn't even notice.
The
You
stills
should see
never
some hair
bugged me.
coming out the side.
Second
Yeah.
watch, I was like, come on, he's really thin, dude. Like,
Yeah, so
although
it's that.
but when he's walking
you know?
around, he's not that thin.
Got to have variation. I know. I'm just, but that was.
Goofy.
But that was 16 years ago, and then you're going back
fair.
16 years too. So
It's-
I figured because all the Jedi at the High Republic look goofy anyway, so I was like buying into it. I guess you know what I mean. Like,
oh no, I was thinking
he's got his hair. I'm like,
thinking on it and stuff. When Scott and I talked, I said it was just a man bun that bugged me, but it was. But
all the Jedi hair.
I was like, oh, dude.
It's the weird shaved head, the weird shaved crown right there with the man bun.
Yeah.
It looks.
But the Jedi's all have
different. It's
weird,
interesting.
stupid hair. Like they do
They
it to
do.
themselves.
It's a nitpick. I'm just saying, I noticed it today.
Yeah.
Oh man, this looks like a Wookiee body.
And I did think of that when I was watching. I was like, I know the guys are going to say something about that, but I was like, yeah, it's a Jedi Wookiee. I mean, like,
Do you think she understood what he was saying?
no, no, because
No.
I don't think so.
Hey, how about real fast on understanding what people are saying? The chant. I want to talk about the chant.
Go ahead.
That was the roughest part.
That was
for me
rough,
right
man. That was cringe as hell. I would make it an ancient, different language. Make one up.
Ancient
right?
different
And
language
make it
would have
sound
been
like you're chanting
very
it, not
better.
singing it in English. Come on, just
Yeah.
make that a little cooler. That
So-
could have been dark. And I mean, I know they weren't trying to go darker here, I guess. But the power of one, the power of two, the power of man.
Oh, I had
Yeah.
to shut it off.
Yeah.
I wasn't letting that shit hit the spirits in here. I muted that. I was like, no,
Look.
not today.
They wouldn't have. They'd have been like, "What are you
Look,
doing?"
I watch a
would've
lot
done
of horror movies and a lot of witch movies. I was like, yeah, all right, this is because that's what I've watched movies where that
If it was teenage girls watching a show and with a Ouija board, sure.
wrong,
But it's not.
but
These are witches looking at ancient spell books of
it
dark
all
side
it was
users.
like I was like,
Thousand
okay, I get what they were
English.
trying to do, but I get what they were trying to do there.
It was the
just-
craft.
It was the English. I agree.
Yeah,
If it
yeah.
was in a different language, then
If
you
they would
still
have said
get
the
it.
same thing in a different
Yeah.
language, you gave me captions like Jabba was talking, right? I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's dope."
Didn't we talk about that in another Disney show? Wasn't it the there was some other Disney show where they were doing that as well. They were speaking in English and they should have been speaking in another language with subtitles, and that would have I don't remember which
Because sometimes they
episode that
sound
was we were complaining about.
so
Yeah.
human. It's like, no.
You have to wave
Shoot.
your hands when you sing it. Yeah.
To Tim Van Glider's point, I was watching it with Julie, of course, and she was like, I am not buying the show at all. It has not hit her yet to any degree. She's watched it all so far, and this is just not the show for her. So,
Well, here a lot of those things where you show those like kind of like embarrassing moment or cringy moments. I guess that it's some things in Star Wars, and it's happened since episode 2. It's happened in special editions. It just doesn't translate well, especially when it becomes that vocal or that whatever. But I get it's like I have to kind of put those blinders on and say I understand what they were doing, and I did understand. And then I had to put myself in that situation like this is a different way of their doing this Force thing. Again, I keep going back to it because this is all brand new. And why not? Why does it have to be familiar? Why does it even have to be good? It's their way of doing it. You know what I mean? Again, trying to put that in the Star Wars world, right? So, and again, watching a lot of I've seen what they do as far as like other movies and what they do, and it's not that far off. So it was just maybe like I said, earthly, like Chris calls it, or it's too familiar. But I 100% agree. You can still have those poet chants and saying, but the music should have been in that different language, and I think that would have been awesome. I think there's one of those things that it thrusts you into a different alien world when you do stuff like that. It's the small things, right?
It's like Molaram chanting in the Temple of Doom, right? If it would have been in English, it wouldn't have been scary.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In
We still all
Temple
know
of
that
Doom,
now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though? It's that extra level of threat whenever it's something unfamiliar, right? You didn't even have to put the subtitles down there if you didn't want
Just
to.
make it
Just
chanting and
chant.
scary. Yeah.
That would have
It's
been
just
wicked.
something chanting.
That's all.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Ram, such a ram.
They could have thrown that in there. Like as an Easter egg.
They could have.
I would have loved it, dude.
Yeah.
That would have been
awesome.
dope.
Yeah,
right?
That would've been great.
Yeah. Oh man.
Are
But-
they doing? Oh, they are.
Yeah. All of a sudden, everybody's like, oh no, they would be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's stupid trying to win us fans back with stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
You wouldn't be able to win for losing, dude.
on that point of that
Yeah.
ceremony though, as like this is my complaint about it. It's like it was too anticlimactic. Like the whole episode was anti-climatic as far as like they did it, but they didn't go. I want to see over the top. I do want to see like that chant,
Yes.
and I want to see like their eyes go back and roll their heads, and the things that are happening, like smoke
Or
happening.
turn black, right?
Something,
Have their eyes
right?
turn
It wasn't.
black,
It was
right?
too nice.
It was so
too
close to
creepy.
cool because
Yeah.
they had the moons
There
up
you go.
top, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moons in the sun, and everything was coming. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, just throw some of the. And it was the smallest little bit of magic you could possibly see inside of her hand.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Which
oh,
is new, right?
Yeah, but put some color on it, right? Like,
No, I agree. Like it
dude,
should have been like
what
this
are we
big,
doing?
like a night sit. Like it's almost like they're night sisters, but they don't know they're night sisters, right? They tapped into the same magic night sisters have, and where night is all green and swirly and stuff, and they don't know it's that,
Let's
right?
do it,
And
right, we should still be. I guess something. They're more visually there that because it started to look really, really cool. The moon, everything lining up was like, oh, this is all right, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the corny. The girl with the yelling every.
Oh, that was weird. I was like, where'd that come from?
Like a hyena.
Because they're not showing her.
They did show her. No, they showed her.
They did.
They did.
was it?
I seen her yell twice. I was like, "What?" She's on the right side of the front of those girls.
I did not notice that. I was looking for her, and I was like, "Where is it coming from?"
Front row, right side.
Okay, I'll have to look.
I'm not looking for it next time.
You need to. It's like, what are you doing, girl?
So going into
it's always one, right? They're like,
yeah. I told you, Jennifer. Knock it off.
The ascension. You're always going extra. You always got to be that little bit, you know. You know, when you do the Star Spangled Banner and they overdo the note.
Exactly.
She's one of those girls.
We've done well. They've only done. Yeah, it's like But I see the comments in here too is about like bad writing, bad acting, toxic. And I know Julie said she'll be toxic. She hates it. Hey, look, that's cool. Again, I hope I hope it does grow in the sense when it's all said and done, it maybe fits a little bit better. But I mean, I'm not here to talk anybody out of the way they feel about the show. Exactly. So you know what I mean? We're just trying to like take it in its place. Put it in its place, you know.
Make it work because we love Star Wars. I'm not getting my tattoos taken off, so I mean it's like gotta make it. We're not renaming my kid. Exactly. I gotta make this shit like work.
The girl of the church band singing her own thing while the pastor is talking.
Like, cut it out. I'm not taking her next week.
So okay, Julie said, can you touch on people stating twin storyline tarnished the story of Anakin? Okay, I'll get to this in a second. And not being the chosen one anymore. That changes the birth and story. Okay. Here's let me try to put my headspace in here and you guys kind of let me know if I'm off track or whatever. So I did kind of mention this in the beginning where this coven stumbled upon this magic. I don't think it was like I meant to. They had probably had to really try to do this. And like you said, if it was a group that couldn't have kids and this is their way of doing it, that's their religion, that's what they're doing, and they kind of accidentally did it, but they did it. It worked, and that went away with when they all got killed. That knowledge, right? And this is probably why the Darth Smiley found this out, that it's a dyad or born of the Force or manipulated and stuff like that. And it progressed from that dude to Plagueis to Palpatine and made Anakin when they try to replicate it. Anakin was born of the Virgins of Force, almost like a reaction to what this sisters did. Like we think that's it. This is a theory.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it worked, meaning that technology, not technology, but that magic or way it could be done. So when they go, I heard this was done generations ago. Right. I'm going to do this again, but now I'm going to use it and transfer my essence in this clone body this person that I made through the Force, and then using the same kind of midichlorian transference, I'm going to turn my essence into it. So therefore, Anakin is still preserved as the chosen one, as the special Force being, because he is the one who actually killed the Emperor.
The one,
not the sequels. I'm talking after Return of the Jedi, right? So,
and Darth Plagueis had to get that information from somewhere.
Yes.
Right. I mean, he didn't.
They have to know
he
what's possible, right?
He was a scientist. He was somebody who worked at that, right, to try and get. We don't also know Darth Plagueis's in canon origin. We don't know his in canon story.
Yeah.
Where did that knowledge originate? Maybe that
Right.
knowledge originated here, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It started here.
Right. And it's twins born of the Force, but they're not Jedi, right? Wasn't the prophecy that there would be a Jedi that was the chosen one? These are not the Jedi. These are the chosen one. They're talking about I think it's apples and oranges. It's might be the same concept that they were born in the Force, possibly. Maybe it was some kind of pre-clone Kaminoan cloning. We know that the Night Sisters have some kind of coffin thing going on, right? In Ahsoka. Is that part of it? Are they creating life in those tubes? You know, we don't, as I said before, we don't know the full story yet. And we're not going to, I think even by the end of this, we're not going to know Darth Plagueis' story and how it goes, but how he acquired that knowledge.
I'm hoping we do,
unknown
though.
to us.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
It doesn't
Plagueis
hurt Anakin's story at all.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
If anything, it's kind of copying Anakin's story at this point, right? I mean, like even the mother and her talking is very Anakin Shmi,
Oh yeah.
right? But let me ask you something about the difference in the two. Did in Plagueis, I can't remember. Did Palpatine know Shmi at all? Did he decide that's where he's going to plant Anakin? There's another difference.
Not in the book.
He created they created this, and it went here. It's a chosen one. These are two. I don't care if they say started as one, born as two, whatever. Right? You're two. You're not a chosen two. You're a chosen one. Right? Yeah. To your point, they weren't Force sensitive when they came out. Maybe they were, though. She could send. No, she is half the Force without the powers because she knew that wasn't a mountain. She knew she was saying things wrong during the test, and she had never got the witch thing.
Right.
So she does have the same stuff.
She's
right?
got the telekinesis.
Yeah, so she does have the Force. Hold on, that just took me out of my thought. But my computer's starting to freeze. Is yours?
No.
Am I freezing?
You're good.
I was just on bated breath. I'm like,
yeah, I know. I was waiting. Come on, man. Come on.
But yeah.
I said something. No, I said something, and my computer went crazy. It hurt me. It did that.
Filoni's flipping the switch. No, don't.
Yeah. What did we do? Where was I at? What was I at?
Well, you're saying you're basically saying what Obi-Wan Kenobi said. It's like poetry. It rhymes. No accident storylines. It preserves.
Exactly.
And like I said, you don't know something can work unless you read about it or somebody did it. Now it didn't survive, right? The only thing that survived after this episode was the twins, not the manipulation to create life, but the notion that the one who's using May as an acolyte probably knows this, and now he's going to train. I'm taking her in because I want to learn the secret. Using her to learn the secret that will eventually, it works. Something happens. So that's why I think by the end of this, Plagueis is going to be in it, or Tenebris. One of those two are going to be in this somehow, some way.
They did say there would be another cameo from a EU character.
Yeah.
They said no legacy characters, which would take Palpatine out.
And Yoda.
I'm good with that. I'm good.
Thank God. Who was it? Obi-Wan trying to start something with me, saying it's all Yoda's fault. Yeah.
Oh, it still is.
Obi-Wan
we talked about.
I think we can all agree it's at fault for Yoda's at fault for his death.
Amen, brother. Right there. I'm saying Yoda should be in here right now, stopping all this.
But
he should have kicked these guys out when he said no, he's not.
Yeah, I know.
When they killed these ladies, Yoda should have stepped up and be like, okay, that was bad. That was. You know,
but
out of the order
you should not.
Yeah, but it's not on the radar, right? This is an incident, and this probably
who's gonna miss him? There's just 4 Jedi, and
and that's why
mission is unknown.
Yeah,
to everybody else.
And going back to the downfall of the Jedi, it's like
because when they go back, is there a coven?
No, the paperwork doesn't even have.
We found this girl
May involved.
Yeah.
Right. So they've fixed the paperwork too.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I'm looking at the Jedi as having paperwork clerks, as having secretaries file paperwork clerks.
Here's May. Go check her in.
Part of the Republic, man. That's the problem. That's the whole problem. That's why they're not the benevolent leaders they are, because they're stuck in this. They're stuck in the precinct.
Yeah. So okay. So Genobi. All right. So so these witches have Force, but Night Sisters only have magic. No, it's. I think it's the way they like the
Oh,
Night
you
Sisters have
conjure
a
the
structure.
Force.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Night Sisters have a structure, and they call it something. They call it things, and they know what they're doing when they do it. They bring life, they bring people back to life, they manipulate. So this coven has stumbled upon probably the same kind of energies used on the dark side and unnatural abilities, but they have their own coven. They have their own way of doing things and their own rules and structure on doing it stuff. And they're probably discovering it. Like I said, I don't think there's a like here. It's not. Here's the dark side, and here's these 10 things you can only do. I think it's 10 that they discovered, and 4 billion things that could be discoverable. Maybe not that many, but you know what I mean. And yeah.
And I think the Night Sisters, they truly use dark side magic. They use the dark side in a different way than, say, the Sith would use the dark side. And that's why it kind of translated into magic. When I look at these witches, I look at somebody who is not quite dark side, right? They're not dark side. Right. They're definitely not Jedi. They can tap almost like a Bendu in the way, sort of like a middle range, but not somebody who taps into pure light or pure dark. They can manipulate the Force through emotion, right? If you look at the mother and the mother's the other mother, the mother and the other mother, one is very calm, the other one is very angry, right? But they balance each other out. Right. I really do think that this coven of witches is more of a balance of the Force, whereas Night Sisters are pure dark, and the I called them Light Sisters in Tales of the Empire.
Right.
They were the good version, right?
We've got to be careful now on all this, saying light and dark sisters. We've got to be careful. We're not the demographic to be able to talk about that, Scott.
I apologize.
Oh, that was a meme. You're talking about
that meme that everybody is taking so seriously that they're going to have to remove dark side and light side. Everybody taking that so seriously and posting it's ridiculous.
Julie, I really hope so. I mean, again, we're no one's here to change anybody's mind as far as like if your feelings on a show or just stuff like that. So I really do hope that, because again, it's our point of view is that we're it's almost like we're trying to force the issue too. So.
And they canceled Chris. I told you it was going to happen.
All he had to do was say that. And
that was it.
Gone. Wow.
I told you. Nobody listens to me. Look, Genobi,
had the
this
switch.
is the way it is. McDonald's has the Big Mac and McDowell's has the Big Mick.
The Big Mick.
And look what happened. Ernie's gone now. Oh my God.
See what happened?
Just kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
But
it's one and the same but different.
Again, I looked at this entry to this show as again one point of view, because again we've been told that this series is going to show the Jedi in not a good light. They're not going to be in a held in a way that we think. I was telling Chris, sorry, Chris, I don't know what happened there, but
it was me. I figured out what was happening. I had my notes on my keyboard.
Oh,
and every once in a while, I put my hand down for a second to rest it, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" This way, I was freezing and doing all sorts of things, and things popping up, and it just kicked me right the f out. My bad. I'm back.
But yeah, what I was saying is, we're looking at this in a way, because again, it's when we look at the Jedi, and we're learning a lot about the Jedi itself. And even if this show didn't exist, we'd probably be talking about how bad they really are, or their ideology destroyed everything. I mean, it really is the show is helping it, because again, it is a point of view of the Jedi are going to be looked upon as not in a good light on this, how they bust in during a ceremony and just be like, hey, there's child abuse going on here. I need your whatever. And it's like, and then Soul going, here's a lightsaber, come here, we have cookies and all these things, and you really want to be a Jedi, right? Without explaining what a Jedi was or whatever. And that's again, I think, and there's and so Osha, obviously, I'm just gonna take it like this. She knows what that is, and she's the dreamer. She wants more, and May is we are here for a reason, absolute, right? Sith teachings.
Who named her full name, by the way? Did you catch her full name?
Oh yeah, there was hers
was Osha Ho.
Oh, was it
Osha Ho?
I mean, in Star Wars, it means.
Well, you watch you watch them with subtitles too, so you know.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, when I seen that thing the other day about if I go to a movie theater, I'm pissed that they're not on. I love my captions, and I'm like, I'm Osha Ho. What kind of name? Anasea. Right, Osha Ho and Anasea, but named her
Yeah.
Osha Ho. Come on.
Again, and this is probably going to trigger Chris, but again, it's Star Wars. It means something else. Just like that, would probably wasn't metal and wood. It probably was some other flammable, whatever that was made of. I'm just saying it's Star Wars. Okay,
real quick,
it catches fire.
real quick for Genobi. She says, honestly, I was kind of sad last night. I felt they tarnished Anakin's story, but I came here for some straight talk.
You know,
don't be sad. You know, I'm glad you're here, but let the story play out before you get really irritated.
And quite honestly, we're all nervous about anybody tarnishing Anakin's story.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not like I don't see the flaws that everybody else is complaining about. I just don't let it affect me because I just don't want to leave Star Wars.
Well,
right. And that's, there's times where I'm like, oh, this could be it. This could be it if you go too crazy here. But you know what? Here's the other thing I'm going to say about the fandom and what we always do we say about MCU, we say about Star Wars, we say about everything. We say create new characters to make these people this. Just don't switch ours to anything, right? You know what they just did? They went 100 years back, created these characters and made them however the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Right. It's exactly what we said to do. So my argument's got to be gone. Right. Going, oh no, that's exactly what I said to do.
You're not. I mean, that's exactly what it is. And I was like seeing things like, oh, this episode is going to change the way we view the Force. And again, it's the creation of life. It's the creation of the twins. But then we turn around and saying like, but that actually enhances Anakin's story. And the Jedi down, like the Sith rise. That actually, if you really kind of like look at it, and hopefully by next week when we get the other side of things, and I'm excited for that. And again, like
I want to have another couple episodes before we go back again. I want to see Darth Smiley. I want to see.
Oh, I want May's story next week,
episodes.
Like when it's fresh.
There's only 8, and there's only 5 left.
Yeah, again,
we'll just need a little bit of time. We don't need because they won't have all the Osha May shit. Right, we won't have to learn about the sisters. We already know about the Jedi. We're just gonna have half the episode,
little bits.
Yeah, half the episode can be this part. The Jedi move on the thing, and the rest of it can be back to Darth Smiley and back to real time. We can do that. We don't need the full episode for the Jedi piece of this. You know, don't you agree? I mean, that could be a much quicker piece.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we don't have to have a whole episode on May because we know the events. We just have to have like her visions of what happened. Like it's almost like Clue. Here's what actually happened. Right.
Or they do it like Last Jedi, and you get this truth, and the truth.
Yeah, the Last Jedi. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Trying to again, and this is where I was like, okay, so now you guys know how we all feel about the sequel and stuff. But again, the whole dyad thing. If the twins are a dyad and they're connected, and it makes a lot of sense that May can manipulate it a lot faster than Osha is fighting it. Then you fast forward to Rise of Skywalker, and the Emperor even says, when he's being resurrected, this has been seen since generations. I'm like, well, now we're seeing what the in the past generations.
See what it's doing right now is it's making you talk about Skywalker.
Yep.
And you never talk about Rise
of
Skywalker. None of us really do. But we use dyad here like easily.
I know, and I've never used it when it was a thing.
Shit about a dyad. None of us have it. Nobody blinked when we talked about it all episode right here. But dyad comes out of that shitty movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then I caught myself, right? You called me on the floor on it a couple episodes ago when I was like, no, I don't want to connect it. And you're like, but that's what we've been trying. What we're saying, like, we need stuff to connect it because it's there. It's not going anywhere. And so I was like, all right,
it needs to work.
Right. Because
it's doing
again,
in my own head is working.
Yeah. So I mean, I've watched it twice, and I'm not scared to watch it a third time. I really not like to go back and watch it again, even all 3 episodes, because I find it interesting, the way they're doing this, and I really do like. Again, there's some things about this episode where it's like my first time in 3 episodes that I nitpicking the quality of what, like I said, certain acting or like that witch's song and stuff like that. That's what was like. Why aren't we going like deep? If this is $180 million, if this is where the money stopped and this kind of things, like I want to see, like I said, more scary thing. I don't know what it was, but it's like there's something different about it.
I think
it looked
pretty great
too. The attention to detail.
This planet that we've seen for 2 seconds, I hated. Right, that looked horrible. That looked like it was a bunch of trees on the volume.
It looked like the end of Solo, right, when it was hovering over and they just reuse that footage.
It's so bad, dude. But the rest of this, the castle, everywhere else they are, Coruscant, everything has been, I think, top notch. I don't see. It looks theatrical. It looks Andor like you guys. So he's all said before, right? Andor looks great. I may not love it like everybody else does, but Andor looks great. So does this.
Yeah.
But there's
you take this compared to Kenobi.
Oh God, no, not even this episode.
Yeah.
But what I was just saying, like that, pull it, like you're seeing the eclipse, like I don't know if it was a moon or two moons or an eclipse or whatever it was, and that magic, and the sisters were doing her thing, and the hyena lady and all that stuff. I felt like that could have been
hyena lady.
I thought that could have been a little more visually more appealing.
Agreed.
Right?
That's it.
And that's where I was getting at as far as like, why did they? I felt they skimped on that, and it could have been on purpose. But I felt they skimped on that because everything else is even
everything Night Sisters do is like that. It's big and dramatic and cool.
Yeah,
it's like, why aren't we? Yeah,
it's all this stuff and
not just many.
Yeah,
stupid
many.
Yeah, that's yum, dude. That's how that's like Jedi rocks. That's Jedi rocks. Nobody likes Jedi rocks.
Whoa,
Are we gonna let Chris talk about his castle fire real quick? Because I mean.
Well, like I said, I just said it's Star Wars.
No, it doesn't matter if it's Star Wars, dude. Look, here's the thing. Fires in space make sense. You're fuel.
Assuming it's metal, but go ahead.
And oxygen. You've got fuel and oxygen. You're going to get a burst of fire, right?
You can have fire in space. It's not a problem. Never been a problem. George Lucas has fire in space. I don't care, right? Yeah. That's fine. You could see how it's burning. No problem.
Right.
Fire on metal, and it's not working, man. There's nothing there. It's concrete and metal. There's nothing wood. I look.
You're assuming it's that.
You think the wood just looks like? Didn't they built that big old castle out of wood, making it look like concrete?
If you look at, there's texture on it, right?
And like a rock.
To it. No, but there's a sheen to it. It doesn't necessarily have to be. I'm just saying,
looks like a castle, bro.
Hey, here's the thing, Chris. It caught fire.
Then here's the deal.
Oh, it's not
it should have been completely on fire, not little bits and pieces. It's completely matic, dude.
I'm just saying it caught fire.
We've had small spot fires though before in Rebels and Clone Wars inside of big robotic machines inside of God, what was that?
If the mechanical pieces are on fire or something's on fire, sure, absolutely, not right there. That's a castle burning down.
Whatever was on fire was
in her room.
End of story.
That was dumb.
How is it dumb? If
how that door catch fire like that, dude?
Maybe magic fire.
Yeah, she lit it with a magic match.
Dude. Yeah.
I know, but there are some things where you gotta be better. You got to be better. If you're going to make a fire, make something that's flammable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the fire is what destroyed everything.
No problem. Again, I'm over
Threads
it.
Threads are flammable.
That's fair. The forest is on fire.
The forest is on fire.
Everything's connected. It's connected to some wood in the forest, and it's up to that concrete and permasteel.
It's funny because in some of the flashbacks that we saw the twins running through a forest that was on fire. I kind of thought that we were going to see the forest on fire.
Oh, say, you know what? Next week I'm going to be you know what? Why is the wood on fire on this planet? That's dumb.
No one's going to say that.
It's not metal.
And no one's going to say that. Wood is flammable.
Only metal flames up here.
Dumb, You're still not getting it.
You're not getting it.
I told you. If it's on fire, it's flammable.
No,
therefore,
there's just a point. There's a point where I have to see it. Sometimes there are
steel.
dumb things they put in these things. There are.
Because I thought that too. I'm like, what's there to catch fire? Isn't it like a stone, like a thing?
But I watched it close enough. And there might have been this much of wood in the entirety. The middle of the floor was on fire, dude. Just a patch.
What's
the floor
fallen debris? I don't know.
On the top of the castle, I'm assuming
hardwood floors, floors, man. Hardwood floors,
man. Get out of here with that.
You're losing people. All right, so
and I'm defending the show.
Everybody's turning against Chris.
Yeah, everybody's you're losing people.
Stupid shit. Holy shit.
Oh, Genobi. Well.
You put an extra.
Oh my god.
You are the absolute best. Thank you, SD, for making it better for me. To be honest, Star Wars is my PTSD deployment escape. I don't like to see some things changed. Neither do we. But thank you for sticking to Star Wars lore of hope. Thank you. Made me feel better. Love the show. Love you all. You know what? You are awesome. Thank you so much. That was way awesome. Too generous of you. You know, the real reason why we do the show again, is because we could do this on our couch. We could just argue. I can argue with Chris all day about, you know, something's on fire, it means it's flammable. But anyway, I'll digress. But
you would have gave that to me live.
if
If we weren't on camera, you'd be like, "Yeah, that was dumb as hell."
What we're
we
trying
on
to
the
do is
show.
take these shows and not lore break them, right? I mean,
Yeah.
because there is a way around it, and I'm a firm believer of these creators that they're not trying to break Star Wars. Like there are things out, like people post things that go like make YouTube videos about like these creators are Disney wants to destroy Star. Why would they want to destroy it? So they have nothing. I mean, they paid $4 billion for this thing. So I think there's some genuine.
They made their money back the first month, Marco.
Yeah, of course. I guess right. It's just right off with them right now. So, yeah, the book that started a fire was magical. It could be, man.
It's my father-in-law for you right there. There he is.
But what I'm saying is like, you know, we're trying to see what they're putting forth, and they're trying to see what they're even the Book of Fett. Like we'll go in there and you see what they were trying to do on a lot of things. Careful.
Choose your next words wisely.
I don't think any even Ryan Johnson is set out to destroy and I'm gonna break it. The things he might have said after about like attacking fans, that's different. But
that's the worst part about it.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll take these shows and like the Acolyte, to me, it's not that hard, honestly, to like look at it and see where it's going, because we have the whole library of Star Wars running through our head anyway. So anything what pops on screen, we're like, boom, 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 A, B, C, D, E, F, you know. And sometimes it takes finessing, and sometimes it takes coming on here and talking to you guys, because I'll have things like I need to talk to the guys, you know, I need to talk this out. I'm not there, and I'm scared that something just broke, you know.
Yeah. And
a lot of times after we go back, we're like, all right, cool.
Let's talk each other off the ledge. What was broke? Did that break anything?
Yeah.
And we all start going through discussing it, different ways it could work. Yeah. And eventually it's like, no, it's cool. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
I love this comment right here. Whoever you gray bearded Gen Xers are, it was the will of the Force that brought me here. Yes, it was. We are so happy to have you here.
One of us. One of us. I appreciate you clicking the suggestion that YouTube algorithm brought you here. It is your destiny. So
it is your destiny. And of
I
course,
told you it works, Marco.
Too many Acolyte reviewer videos didn't even watch the show. We promise that will never happen here. They just cloned other review videos and copy and paste.
It's insane. It's insane. We put up a poll, several polls about like
we didn't watch whatchamacallit. We let you watch it.
Yeah.
I watched that dumb thing twice. I watched it twice.
Scott put up a poll saying like, here, episode 3, did you like, and always like, did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Do you not watching it at all? The Star Wars is dead. And you'll see so many people say I'm not watching it at all, but then they'll leave comments of like, I heard.
That's the problem.
I heard
there was a comment in here a little while ago. Somebody said everybody before the season started had their preconceived ideas, and then especially before this episode, they were already writing reviews by this episode without seeing it. That's a problem. Dude, I see it coming. We talk about it. We talk about the problems that could happen. The problems
we do not ignore that either. Yeah,
and we don't ignore it. We're not blind, but it's like here it is. Where are we at? And we're gonna watch it. And you know what? It gets over it.
Yeah.
Right. Because the story has the potential to be better than any of the other stuff that's in the way. Right. That's happening. That doesn't really involve me or matter to me. Right. So is the story cool? Is the Force cool? Are there lightsabers in it? I see Wookiee Jedi. It may not look great, but there's stuff here that I love. Right. Yeah. So why just bash it all day?
It can all be talked through like the prequels, right? Yeah. We learned our lesson. We could talk through it.
I'm still talking through episode 2 with Scott, and
we're still trying to get Scott on the bandwagon here.
Backyard TARDIS did a short review after the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace, and he sent me a note on Twitter saying that he mentioned it because he was saying how the pod race needs to be longer. And I'm like, no, man, this is bullshit.
I'd take a 20-minute director's cut.
He's like, you know what? Let me send this to Chris.
He did too. Hit on Twitter, man.
Like, I went to Chris's house and he put on the pod race to I don't know, to make a point, and I was like, that was awesome. Like, let's go. No, it was cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit Janobi's comment right here.
You hit all Janobi's comments, please. Forever.
Yeah, yes, I know, right? Thoughts on Filoni now being blamed? He came after the fact this being created, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to blame for. That's the problem. This all fits. And if Filoni's there, Filoni's job is to make sure the story fits and then all this stuff works. If you didn't notice, Filoni was in charge of the Clone Wars. Who's the main character in the Clone Wars, really? Ahsoka, right?
Yeah.
He also brought in Asajj, all this, the Night Sisters, everything else. He'd be fine with all of this. He is fine with all of this. And it's not messing with the Force. It's not messing with his story. It's not messing with the Mandoverse. In fact, this is about to lead into the Mandoverse with some of this magic that Thrawn needs the Night Sisters for that magic. Right? Exactly. It's all going to tie in. So Filoni right now doesn't need to be blamed for anything. Filoni should be thanked for keeping it under control. Without Filoni, we might be in a different story.
Yeah. And then the short answer is no, he wouldn't be to blame anyway, because this was probably announced and created way before he got the promotion of the overall story thing, and he probably got it laid on his desk anyways. Like, this is this story, letting you know this is what's
it's already filmed. It's in
already,
the can. It's happening.
So I would say no, he wouldn't be blamed anyway, because this is before he took over.
It's like Steve Evans being blamed for everything that has happened over the last, even though he's only been in the job, Mr. Stevie, being in the job at Hasbro for 6 months, being blamed for things that came out 6 months ago. It's the same concept.
Yeah, well, he needs to fix his shit.
It's still his fault.
I think he's working on it.
Oh, Scott, let's do that in a toy chest next couple weeks when we do toy chest again. Mr. Stevie's name's gonna come up again, so
bring him on.
Yeah, let's bring him on. Let's call him
on. I reached out to him. I did reach out to him today, so we'll see. I doubt he'll come, but you never know.
Yeah.
And
we got bigger people than Steve on here. Come on, you kidding me? We're here.
It's true.
You got Chris Franz on this show, man. You can get Steve.
Wow.
All right, guys, what do you say we wrap this up? Well, let's I know we're just getting started, right?
Let me see if there's any other notes.
No one watches Artie right now. Is all Chris.
I had the Ascension chant was very Disney, by the way. That was my other note on that chant. Besides it being really corny, if you really watch it, God, that could have been in Frozen. That could have been in a Disney movie. That was very, very.
Remember what I said? Disney. I said it was very PG. It was very PG. Like, it was this weird cartoony thing, and I was like, maybe go deep on
spice creams. Spice creams, dude. Where the fuck are spice creams coming from?
Hey, that's 6.
Right?
They were on the
were
on the thing today. They were on Star Wars
why
that you
spice creams? Why was spice creams?
What's spice to you?
But
the drugs.
Yeah, maybe dude, they're witches.
It's like cocaine.
So maybe
it's
it
like
gets them high.
Yeah.
Like you're mad about that?
They're 8.
So what?
Look, they're giving out spice creams.
Hold on.
That's them.
Hold on.
And they used to put cocaine on your teeth.
There was one point in time where cocaine was actually in Coca-Cola.
See, I get it. That's fine. We're spicing these kids. Man, she's giving them spice, letting them do whatever the fuck they want. Right?
Maybe it's nutmegs. Maybe it's just nutmegs.
Forget that she's a gay mother. She's a horrible mother. Come on, get out of here.
Best mother ever.
Ever bring that up
for
again.
The kid,
Sometimes you got to give your kids NyQuil if you want a little time to yourself at night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all right.
She was gonna. How many spice creams you gonna have? Like 4, dude. If I had 4 edibles, dude, I'd be out for 3 days.
Well, did you see the second?
Depending on the size. Yeah, they're big ones, dude. Like, if
do you believe in Harry Potter, butterbeer was actually beer, or was it just this cream soda that we all enjoy when we go to Universal Studios?
We don't talk about that here.
I'm just saying.
I pretend it's beer at Universal too, and I get.
They call it butterbeer. Oh. Is it not? It's not really beer. So spice cakes, it's not really spice. You know what I'm saying?
Root beer's not beer.
Yeah, root beer. Come on, dude.
I mean, come on.
Dude.
Go back to the fire.
Spice cream, dude. That's just it's just lame. Again, we're just
I've heard
stupid shit.
I've heard a lot about that today.
What was it? Because that was my note on that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. But the comment was funny. I was addicted to NyQuil by the age of 10. I think that's what it's. Yeah.
I think so too.
A little bourbon and a little, never heard a little sleepy.
I wrote kids can't act for shit 3 times on these notes.
It fucked me either. I don't know why. Acting did not hit my radar.
It didn't either, but I also have a soft spot for kids because I know what Jake Lloyd went through after. I know what Jake Lloyd went through with the Phantom Menace. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just blasting all the acting here. I know.
Acting didn't bug me at all.
It didn't
like
bug
anybody.
If anything, episode 2, whenever Osha reacted to May or May reacted to Osha and screamed, it was like, okay, that's terrible.
Yeah,
that was a bad bit of acting. But
it's more more Osha than May. I think is really bad. And that just I think it's more the directing in that scene.
It was more. She was
really
sad this whole time. Like, oh, I got what you're saying. Like the direction, because
the way they go,
Ray was very.
It was dumb, man. It's
like,
really
it was more like, I don't want to do this, but do I have to?
Pay attention. It's like, dude, I just really hated that scene, like so bad. And every time they talked.
That's what my
next time you watch it too, Osha has what I would call Jay-Z eyes, and May has Will Smith eyes. And that's how I tell them apart. They're not extremely identical because the other girl's the same girl. Right? That's how I tell these two apart.
They weren't parent trapping it?
Because they're wearing the same outfit too. Right, so it really bugs me because at least May and Osha.
No, they look different.
I can see, right?
They absolutely look kind of different.
It's the eyes. You gotta look for. It's Will Smith and Jay-Z. Check it out next time.
Wow,
promise you.
I was trying to look for the mark on the head.
Yeah, Fake Fury. I agree. It did hit my radar, but you're 100% right. Acting is just okay to me, far from the likes of Andor, if you will.
Yeah,
of course.
And it's really just so far those girls, the other Yord's apprentice or Padawan, and Vanestra. Everybody else is cool, man. I liked Mother Anastasia. She owned the whole episode. I think she's great.
Alexander
George Lucas is a prime example of what Alexander Storm is saying right
Sometimes it's not the acting, it's more direction. I've been on sets and my dialogue has been completely wrong due completely wrong due to the director's input.
100%. I can see that. Actually, I was thinking during a conversation they were having, she's putting her pauses in the wrong spot. Are they not telling her when to pause and when to put inflection? Also, it's like, is somebody too scared to hurt a kid's feelings to tell them to do it differently? That's kind of where I was at on it, because I was like, this is an obvious fix, right? Because you're just putting you're not pausing where you should for dramatic effect. You're pausing in a weird place.
Yeah, I can get behind that because Andor spoiled it for me, right? Like when I saw Andor, I was like, okay, the whole concept of Star Wars is for kids, because now I'm like, I know I want this. And now I look for that in no matter what I'm getting in Star Wars, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe not that
level.
I want at that level, but I know I'm not going to get at that level. And now that I could be overly critical because now that's what I want.
You're going to bash me for this. I prefer this show over Andor right now.
Wow. Well, I mean, I get it because
when it's over, I might not.
Yeah.
I might not. By the end, it might be so ridiculous that I'm like, oh no. But right now, I enjoy this each week.
You know why?
It's looking forward to it. I don't know what's going to happen.
Right, because this is interesting Star Wars, Force and magic and
recognizable stuff going on.
The Jedi politics. Yeah, so 100%, dude. I'm with you on that. When I'm curious, it's funny because like I'm enjoying it, and then I'm like, please, next week, please. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I just want to sit. Sit back and enjoying. I really am. So.
When I'm watching it, I am enjoying it, right? But today was worrisome because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Cool.
Just because, but it was neat. It was good stuff. And every week I'm enjoying the show. I just, like you said, I don't like being worried about it ahead of time. I like to be like, hey, here we go. It's Tuesday, time to or Wednesday, whatever day it was when we watched it yesterday.
Tuesday.
It's time to rock.
Yeah.
It's not like
all right, guys. Well, let's get out. Let's get out of here. Let's do this again Wednesday. How about that? Let's do it again next week.
I'm talking about episode 4, how the internet is just ablaze with how the Acolyte destroyed Star Wars and how Leslie Headland needs to go away.
And I don't get it.
Kennedy's all at fault. And blah 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 blah.
Here's the thing, Scott. Like I don't get it yet. You know what I mean? It's like I haven't seen anything that would
destroy it.
Confirm those worries.
And everybody's only seen 4 episodes, right? So after next week, if it doesn't blow up, completely destroy Star Wars for me,
like I said, I doubt this show's gonna be earth shattering, but I doubt it's gonna be Star Wars shattering, meaning like, it just but
at the end we might just brush it off and never come back to it.
Yeah,
maybe. Exactly. Or maybe
like
by the end of it we'll have a right, exactly. Or maybe it'll be the best thing ever, and break all the I don't know. I'm just willing to. I'm glad that we are here to give it a shot. Right? Yeah. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna put it in its place. We're gonna figure out.
Yeah.
And look, no one watches RD. He's right.
Yeah.
It's not that. I mean, the casting is, but it's not that gay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's there. I mean, that's the sentiment around the campfire.
Look, here's the deal. It's definitely the gayest Star Wars. That statement was 100% true.
Yeah.
Can we get that in a shirt in the Star Wars font? It's not that good.
You know I could do anything, right?
I know. Yes.
You know
right,
I could do anything. So
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The whole.
Yeah, it's not that gay.
Yeah, people we piss off then.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it to Disneyland.
But
Yeah.
but Ernie, we'd be pissing off the right people this time, right? So All right, guys. All right. For real.
I want to know what Michael
guess not for real,
Mahoney
but
says.
okay.
Yeah, not for real. Michael Mahoney here wants Chris to do the power of song before we go. What does that mean? Is he doing
the chant,
the magic chant?
the chant? Yeah.
The power of one.
We are one.
The power of two.
Oh, but
The power of many.
Well, where's the girl?
And
And I think
It'll turn that
there's
into a short.
And she's the tallest one there.
Too.
She's on the far left, and she's straight up in the air.
And then
drops
somebody, and I was like, dude, if I hear Bangarang right now, this is on. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Hashtag the Acolyte is not that gay. I'm gonna put that on.
Not that
start
gay.
using that.
Yeah, that's all right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, cool. For real this time. All right, let's get out of here. Let's wind down. That was an awesome talk, honestly. You guys, the chat, you guys were on fire. I'm sorry if I didn't get to all your comments. I was definitely reading them. If you could tell, I was kind of laughing at a few, things that I just like, that's funny. But before we get out of here and do our closing, I'm going to give a special shout out to Alex, who's in the chat right now. I was on their show, the Shadow Knows Network. Go check out. I will be putting the description in the link below. Go check them out. Support them. Go check out I was just a guest spot on talking about, some things, some toys, some things that are happening. So thank you, everybody, for checking that out. Like and subscribe if you haven't. If you're new here, welcome. Like and subscribe, tell a friend. We're here every Wednesday. We'll do this again. Acolyte 4. We're in the Acolyte era. This is actually exciting for us to do. It's some good talk. So I'll kick it over to Ernie to get us out properly.
Yeah, he really takes all my stuff now.
Huh?
Like you really just take all my stuff now.
Yeah, he like has half
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah,
now I'm always like, Scott, go ahead.
And with that,
yeah. Right.
Shut the hell up, Marco.
Yeah.
All right.
Edit that so nobody knows you did it.
I can continue if you want me to.
If you're gonna roll up into it, you gotta be like, look, thank you everybody for joining us tonight, all the new listeners. If you're here, the best way that you can do is hit that thumbs up, then hit the subscribe button because you don't want to miss out when we're on. Hit the bell for notifications and hit all because we have other shows rather than this. And if you're liking it, let me tell you, you have a lot to catch up on, and it's just as much fun as it was tonight. We have toy reviews on Mondays. We have the Toy Box or Beyond the Pit. That goes on as well. And then in our past shows, God, we touch on so many subjects. If you are a fan of Chris now, wait until you see the Hot Topic episodes. Then you might get swayed, but we'll see.
But 2020, 2019.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But they're still all up there. You can find us on all social media as well. Darth Moocher, like that, had a guest spot today. He already filled that in. But even more important, go over and after you're done here, subscribe to Tashi Station Emporium on YouTube because they're our biggest sponsor that we have on this show. For all of your figure stand needs, everything. Show them, Scott.
There we go. Look at that. Look at that wall.
Displays. Yeah.
I think
everything.
Julie's our biggest sponsor now.
I think so too.
Yeah. Thank you again for that great super chat. Super chats are active, guys, and they really do help out the show, help us out here. Thank you again. We greatly appreciate that. And yes, as always, thank you for your service. But if there's other ways that you want to, you can support our Patreon and become part of the Shadow Council. And we do special stuff for you guys there too. Or like Scott has on there too. Order some of our merch and represent out there and be like, hey, check out these guys. Just like our listener did at the last C2E2 all the way in Chicago. And Yoko was like, hey, I know those guys.
Yeah.
We still don't even know who that was, but thank you very much. Yeah, for real. So you definitely got to do that. And then we're on all types of social media as well. So you got Moosher out there with Tashi Station Emporium. Go subscribe to that and on Instagram. See the giant display of the last show that he just did. Amazing stuff. You got the artist Scott Solo, which is right there. He's on all social media as well, but he's also running our TikTok and runs all of our toy reviews. So he steals them from Mooch, then does a toy review, and then takes a really long time to give them back. And Mooch then forgets about it.
And breaks some.
And then Scott's like,
if he doesn't drop my toys.
Yeah.
And
it's awesome.
And Scott made up for it. Thank you, Scott. He did buy me a new TIE Interceptor.
Oh,
What?
I have the one in pieces after he drop kicked it. After
I fell on it. I'm an old man. What do you expect?
So you have a battle damage one you can put fire on.
I have a battle damage and a brand new one. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
So check that out on Twitch. And then if you want to interact with Chris over there, he runs the Twitter account. And then we always try and catch up on our Instagram. I'm the Fallen Fett. If you want more into the Fett work, we got Toy Talk going on with the Toy Migos tomorrow to touch on all toy news and aspects of collecting. And then there's my channel, the Fallen Fett Chronicles, which is right before this, which is right there. And it's just a weird show. Sit back and relax, and then come on over here, and everybody will let them know how late I'm going to be.
Yep. Wednesdays are jam-packed with entertainment. You got Ernie at 6:00. You've got the Shadow Nose Network at 7, and then you got the Starlight Digest at 8. And it's just a nonstop. I also want to give a little bit back there. No one watches Dr. RD. So go over there and give him a sub, and let's watch some RD. I'm going to do that.
I'm looking at his channel right now. Interesting. Cool. Satanic Panic 80s edition. Let's
go. All right, I'll be over there.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. I gotta go, guys.
Here's no one watches RD's first 2 guests on there. They're like, hey, this channel rocks.
Hey, guys, this week on No One Watches RD, the Starlight Digest.
That's awesome. Nice. But that's how we roll. So you guys have a great night. Don't forget, watch the episode a couple times and come join us over here on Wednesday. Bring a friend next week and just share the love and spread the word of, hey, check these guys out, because Star Wars is not that gay. So yeah, they said so. So there you go.
All right. And with that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody. That's awesome.
Too funny.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.